out of it and apply it in your lives, it's going to be a gain for me. So, we're going to talk about you and what is the definition of you. I have to bring it on. As usual, Oxford Dictionary is a pronoun and is a singular and plural. It depends on the context of the sentences sometimes we use. So it refers to the person or people that the speaker is addressing. Are you listening? So it's just about you today, not about me. You refer to the person being addressed together with the other people regarded in the same class. For example, you Americans, or you Americans, used in exclamations to address one or more people. You fools, says the dictionary. You smart ones. All right, so this is a word used in general. After a while we get used to it. It's just a not personal kind of use. Phrases, you and yours, meaning we spoke about it, not including me. And synonyms, yourself, you alone, you yourselves, all of you. These are the old forms of you. Usually you find it in the Bible. That's where I found them when I learned English. You people. Okay, so today we talk about who are you? And this is the life most profound question. But we're going to refer to the relationship between the diet and health. And in order for this, I stopped to your gut microbiome, the most important organ you've never heard of, neither do I, until I start having problems, health problems. And that's when I learned that the gut microbiome, it means it's everything from the mouth, where we put the food in, going down to the intestine, the largest, the smaller intestine. It's all these processes and includes even the little critters which are there, yeah? Bacteria, the bugs, yeah? Viruses, all of the beautiful things, never thought of it. But here I am. This is the gut microbiome. Look at them, how beautiful, colorful they are. But missing many of those really can tip you over the edge. And you can start having all sorts of symptoms, you know, skin rashes, headaches, nightmares, pain, bloating, all sorts of issues. So there are trillions and billions of microorganisms in our gut. And fungi, viruses, cells, which affect each other and may, in many aspects of overall health, both with the digestive system and outside of it. But see, what's interesting is that diversity matters. If we continue eating the same food all of our lives, all these beautiful ones are going to go away. They're not used to us. And when we have health problems, which I did, then we find out that we don't have those beautiful bacteria to process, you know, the food we eat. And there are things which really destroys our microbiome, like antibiotics, which was my case. The antibiotics can destroy a lot of good bacteria, and then the bad bacteria, but not necessarily all the bad bacteria, some of them start growing, like candida, right? And then you'll find it all over your gut. So how are you going to restore then that balance? Is quite a struggle, because sometimes those good bacteria are gone. And they influence your mood, your sleep, your appetite, your everything. All your life is upside down. Those beautiful colors, you want them in your gut. And today we're going to look at it, how we can, encourage this beautiful bugs to stay there and do their job. And let's see what their job is. So, why is it important to have a healthy gut? You're going to feel more energetic, get sick less, because they do
build our
what's the
immunity.
word? No, influence our immune system. They help to build our immune system. Better mental clarity, because our let's say nervous system, which is run by the mind, by the brain, is intimately connected with the stomach. Have you noticed that when we're nervous or we, let's say, anxious,
Yes.
where do we feel that
Anytime in your
emotion?
stomach, you feel sick.
In your stomach. You just feel like vomiting, you just feel like going to the toilet, you just feel like all sorts of things when you are anxious. So, and better emotional well-being versus if you don't have a healthy gut, a lot of research is showing that this is related to things like autoimmune condition, diabetes, anyone here? Neurodigestive disorders, and even emotional issues like anxiety and depression. And we're going to see how this is linked with those mental conditions. They say you are what you eat. So eating poorly can do two things. Can prevent you from getting the nutrients you need to stay healthy, and can damage and change the composition of your gut microbiome, causing an inability for proper nutrient breakdown, unable to create the nutrients you need to function. Look at this picture. That's who I was, the guy. The boy in the picture, I was the one when I was little. I hated the greens, the vegetables, the everything. My mom used to seclude me in the kitchen. Yeah. So, and through my lifetime, I've never been keen to touch those things until recently. So, I would say not that you are what you eat, but you are what your microbiome eats. See? So, let's look at the dietary intake. So we're going to look at some molecules that you get from dietary intake. And those are three molecules very important, which are like neurotransmitters, which means they are messengers. It's like when you open the messenger in your app, there is no message, yeah? Because there is no food to send a message to the brain to release that message. So it's so interlinked, right? Tryptophan, anyone heard about it? It's the most important. If we don't have tryptophan, we start having issues. We start feeling moody, we start feeling tired, but we'll look into it. So this is the food, which is very important because the body transforms it into other beautiful stuff. So it says that it's an essential amino acid substance, let's put it this way. That's what amino acid is. Used to make proteins. Proteins are the building blocks of our body. We can't function without them. And interesting is that the tryptophan, our body doesn't make it like other substances. If we don't eat those foods, we don't have tryptophan. So, healthy benefits are for sleep, relief from depression, anxiety, increases your emotional well-being, and strengthens pain tolerance. And those are the sources where we can find them, yeah? Fish, nuts, seeds, grains, legumes. Do we eat those things now? Not always. Not always. We need to be mindful, even if we don't like it. It's very important. You will see the difference if you consistently start to eat those things. You will see how you feel, you know. So tryptophan converts further into other two important substances, and it's serotonin and melatonin. Have you heard about it?
Yes.
Serotonin is the happy hormone, yeah? The melatonin is the one which helps us sleep, yeah? So, this serotonin, which is located in the gut, makes 95% of it, yeah? So, if you don't have tryptophan, you don't have serotonin, you see? Very important. So, serotonin is a chemical messenger or neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter is like the neurons, let's say, like a chain. And they transmit the information on this chain up to the organs in our brain, like adrenaline gland and other parts of our brains, you know, where they say, release this or release that. Message, how the brain will know how to release and when to release those hormones. See? That's how it goes. So it regulates the mood, the digestion, the sleep. That's why it's called feel-good hormone or happy hormone. Sometimes people go to the doctor and say, give me a happy tablet. There's no such thing like happy tablet. The food replaces that happy tablet, you know, because the tablet gives you as much as the tablet gives you and helps you to recover a bit of loss from serotonin, from the food you didn't eat. But there are other, it's very complicated, but food is the basis, it's very important. So that's why they link this low serotonin level with depression and mental health conditions. Now, serotonin helps regulate sleep cycles and contributes. So further you have tryptophan, you have serotonin, and then further you have melatonin, which is hormone which promotes sleep, and when it's dark, it kicks in. When the light comes in, that's it, it's gone. So you don't have serotonin, your sleep is going to be disturbed, like mine, waking up, not being able to sleep. Yeah? So, yes. So see what I said, the chain, the neurotransmitters go to the brain, the pineal gland is a gland here in our brain which says, hey, release this beautiful, beautiful melatonin which you need to sleep. Right.
I know some that use melatonin.
Yes, there is a tablet, but apparently it's not so.
Nah,
it's more
just to help sleep.
a suggestion. I think we are giving to ourselves, take the tablet and then we just release that good feeling, you know. So I'm gonna sleep.
And serotonin was the same, another one to defeat one purpose. Yes. Had an experience, not myself, yes.
But you heard about
Yeah.
it. We all know people around us, you know, experiencing those symptoms. And if we really reflect on ourselves and we're sincere and look at our habits and everything, we realize that many things happen to us because of our habits, or like not going in the sun, not walking enough, not doing exercise, because this is another way to release hormones, you know. So, tyrosine, oh, very fancy. I have fancy words, but don't be scared of these fancy words. They are just words.
Healthy words.
What is important is the mechanism and the content of it, yeah? So, again, is an amino acid, and is a building block for protein, and is important because our mental sharpness is going to be enriched, and there is a lower risk of depression. So we find the sources in almonds, lentils, seeds, and edamame. Would you remember those things? Sometimes just walk and eat a full hand of seeds and nuts and everything is going to help us to really feel good through the day and through the night. Small change in your diet, you know? Yeah. When you feel like snacking, yeah, do you know snacking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a full hand of nuts. Yeah. So, and very interesting that this tyrosine is converted to a variety of important things, and the most important, apart from serotonin, is dopamine. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't.
Yes. Here it is. Feeling euphoric already? Yes, and dopamine is a neurotransmitter and hormone that plays a crucial role in the brain's reward system, influencing feelings of pleasure, motivation, and learning. It's often called the feel-good neurotransmitter as it's released when experiencing pleasurable things. So dopamine also impacts movement, attention, and memory. So when you feel down, when you feel sad, when you feel all of this, dopamine plays an important role to encourage the production of dopamine to overcome those normal, I would say, emotions in our life. All right, and the last one, molecule I choose to look at is epinephrine. And it's now like adrenaline hormone. We heard about it, how important it is in fight-flight response. Like, if we don't have it, there is a danger, what do? We just what? We don't react to it. How important it is to react to those things, you know? I think we had it in another presentation before.
Jumping on the dog.
Yes, jumping on the dog. Oh, when the body doesn't have enough tyrosine, it may struggle to synthesize sufficient amounts of adrenaline, potentially affecting the body's stress response. So, the last two benefits, don't look at the names, they fancy again, but think about just ILA, IPA, they're very important, they are the most beautiful components in our body. And this is a tryptophan metabolite, and it's found in these foods. Sauerkraut, yeah, because, yeah, very important. They are fermented, or kefir, yeah. Do you like those things? So, why is important? Because certain bacteria transform this into APA, another important amino acid, which is the strongest antioxidant in your body. You can eat whatever, let's say, what's the strongest antioxidant you know? What do you eat for overcoming that process of our body not being run down by the free radicals? Maybe oranges, maybe, yeah, fruits, lots of fruits and vegetables, yeah. So many processes takes place in the body producing free radicals. Free radicals are the worst molecules in our body. They come and destroy the cells, destroy the neurotransmitters. So having this IPA in our body is very important, or the other source where we get it, the antioxidants, because see, when they go to destruction, they lead to diseases like cancer. It's the last row, but before cancer, you will get all sorts of other aspects of our health. So next time when you see some pickles, pick them up, chew on them, think, oh, antioxidants, right?
Yeah, I'm getting an onion
Yeah. Yeah.
You're safe, Carol.
All right. So listen to your gut, because the gut talks to you. You know, it's this axis where it's connected to our brain. So eating certain types of food is really necessary to keep you healthy. So next time when you are lying on your couch, feeling lethargic but not sure why, or you're sick for the 5th or 7th time in the year, maybe it's gonna click. Listen to your gut. Eat healthy. And then you're gonna say, oh, I am a star. I knew all of this. I ate in all the best food. Yeah? As I said, when we eat like chips, pizza, hot dog, you name it, what is the value in it? None. But the bacteria get used to, and there's the only bacteria living in your gut. So when you really want to eat something healthy, the gut doesn't know what to do with it. So you're gonna start having a bit of problems. But guess what? You're passing through your gastrointestinal tract, and nothing, is retained by the body. There's no using it. So it's important to just every day try to include few of those foods. Like when you go to the shops, choose the turkey. There are turkey pieces there instead of whatever, usually the steak or whatever we eat. Steak is important too. I'm not saying this. What I'm saying is be mindful of all of this food. When you shop, when you eat, just think about it. What is going to do to your body, And this helps to swallow, even if it's not pleasant. Right. So this brings us to the quote for today. Is Dr. Chris George. He's quite well known GP in UK, and he runs a very important clinic there. And he says the gut microbiome has more microbes than the number of the stars that have been counted in the Milky Way galaxy. So they can't even count these billions and billions. They just say billions and millions and billions. It's so diverse and it's so huge that it's impossible. And the microscopic, can you imagine what kind of microscope you need to see all this, beautiful bacteria, And the proverb for today is in the Bible in Genesis 1:29, and it says, and God said, see, I have given you every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it shall be for food. How basic is this? From centuries and centuries, there was information about what God gave us to eat. Why? Because He knows how we function. He knows how He created us, beautiful and wonderful inside. So thank you for listening. If you forget the foods, I can print out pictures with the seeds and nuts and all the beauties.